Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about Arknights again, and the main thing we're going to be focusing is the event. So you can see on the top right corner over here that there's a little event icon. You can click on it, and then you've got two buttons you can click. You can click on Operation Map, which will lead you to the actual operation to do the maps, or you can click on Clearing House right here. When you click on Clearing House, there's a bunch of side missions over here that you can complete and get a bunch of coins. And once you complete these missions, you're able to redeem all of these coins. Remember to scroll all the way down here. There is a mission to kill like 500 enemies, 1,000 enemies, 10,000 enemies, and you can get a bunch of coins from here too. And what do you use with this event currency? You go to the exchange shop and you can get a whole bunch of goodies here. So there is a unit you get for free just by completing the side story, and she's a vanguard called Grani. She's pretty good. Use her if you want. I personally am going to max her out because you won't be able to get this unit after this event ends. She's like an event exclusive unit. So I do recommend you to buy all the tokens over here. And don't worry, you will have enough sanity to get enough coins to buy everything in this shop. So you don't have to worry about that as long as you're farming the event with like most of your sanity. So my priority list right now for my sanity is just farm this event until I can buy everything, and then I'll shift my focus on something else, on, you know, farming more money or farming more EXP chips or whatever. But my priority number one is to make sure that I wipe this store out and I buy everything. As you can see over here, I bought all of the headhunting permits because I want to prepare myself for the Chen banner, which is going to be the next banner. So I'm saving for that. And as for the rest of the materials, I would focus on the poly prep over here, the RMA, the sugar lump, the rocks over here, the Orion cluster, and just like all of these materials first. The ones that have like stock of 15 or 10 and stuff, or 5 and below, I'd buy all of these things first, because these materials are used to E2 your units, or they're used for your skills and stuff like that. And so they're really difficult to get normally, or they take up a lot of sanity. They're not difficult to get, it just eats up a lot of sanity to farm for these materials. So since you're doing the event anyway and you're getting a bunch of this currency, you're able to buy out all of these things. So that's my first priority. After I buy all that out, then I might be focusing on either the Grani tokens, or if you need money, you can also buy the LMD over here. There's a stock of 100, and this is 5,000 per stack, and it only costs 80 of the event currency. And you get 10 of these golden coins, or this event currency, for every sanity you spend. So basically, just by farming stage 5 or stage 6, you get 150 coins every run. So you can definitely buy a lot of money if you really need it. I have bought some money, mainly because I wanted to E1 my siege, and then I'm going to be using the rest to E2 my Amiya, because I really like Amiya. So that's basically my priority list. First of all, buy all this stuff over here, and then get all the Grani tokens, and then just buy whatever the heck I want, right? So let's click on Operation Map. So you'll see over here that there's currently 6 operation maps. So it's GT1 all the way to GT6. However, you're going to notice over here when you click on side missions, it tells you to clear GTEX 1 to 3, and then GTHX 1 to 3 to get more of these bonus coins. So these missions are not available yet. If we click on this little notification on the top right here and you see event, you'll notice that there's part 1 and part 2. So part 1 is currently available, which lets us do stage 1 to stage 6. And when part 2 comes out, which is February 12th, this is when we can actually do all the other 6 missions. So don't worry about it too much. You know, those other 6 missions are simply just not available yet until February 12th. So we could just sit tight. So now you've completed all of the missions, GT 1 to 6, and you've gotten 3-star on all of them so that you managed to get all the event currency, right? So which map should you be farming in order to get the rest of the event currency? Because you need a lot of event currency to buy everything in the store. I recommend either farming GT 5 or GT 6, mainly because grindstone, as well as Loxic coal, these two items are quite difficult to farm normally because of their really low drop rate. I mean, it's not super low, it's like 30%, but in this event, these drop rates are a lot higher. I believe the drop rate for the Loxic coal is like 60% or 65% even. And then for GT6, the grindstone, I believe, is like a 40 something percent. It's pretty high compared to the regular dungeons. So do capitalize on this and farm either GT5 or GT6. I personally farm GT5 a lot because Loxic coal, I need a lot of these for all of my units because I have a Saria, I have a Mia, and like just a lot of these units just need a lot of this stuff, right? So you can see over here that to do GT5 or GT6, they both cost 15 sanity, which means every time you complete this mission, you will get 150 of these bounty coins or the event currency. So you're basically going to spend all your time grinding this. So let's just do GT5 and I'll show you what I do, since this is the map that I grind the most. So this is my lineup. What you want to do is you want to put Grani and Scotty into your lineup. The reason for that is because both of these characters gain 50% more trust during the event. So even if you don't use them, you want them in your lineup. So that's why in my GT5 lineup, I have them in here. I don't actually deploy them. I just leave them in the party just so that they can build up on trust. So you can see over here, if I look at my Scotty's trust, it's already 29%, which is pretty good. And you know, I'm just working on that. For this run, you really just need 2 casters, 2 rangers, 2 vanguards, and 2 medics, and you're good to go. Everything else is really optional. You don't even need to use 2 vanguards. You can have 1 vanguard and 1 defender if you want, but this is just how I do it. So we'll just jump right in and I'll show you what I do. So here's GT5. First thing to do is I wait until I get 12 stamina or deployment points, and I place my first vanguard here. You do not want to place your vanguard here in this hole over here or this cracked thing, because you get reduced defense if you place the unit on there. So you place it right behind it. So you can see that this one is also corrosive ground reduces defense by half. So you don't want to place your unit there. So you're going to place my unit here. I like to make my unit face upwards, but I don't think it really matters too much. So I put a siege there. My siege is not very strong. She's a level 28, so eh. And then after that, I like to put Kokodayo over here, aiming downwards. And then I literally just wait. Okay, so now I have more deployment points, and then here I put my second ranger, so I have a meteorite, so I can do that. If you don't have meteorite, you can use Shirayuki, which works perfectly fine. The main thing you want is that range and that AoE. So Shirayuki does the same thing, so you can do that. Hopefully you have her, and you just wait. We're waiting. And what we're waiting for is basically to put our lava. We won't put lava on this little corner up here so that she can start AoEing and blasting things away. So boom, there we go. Here I can cast my active to shoot a grenade. And we're just waiting. So we're waiting again for our CP. Okay, next up is you can put your second mage over here. It doesn't have to be a single target. You can have an AoE mage if you want, but just have a mage there. And then lastly, we're gonna put our 2 medics. So I'm gonna use my active over here, just shoot faster. And I'm gonna put silence right here. And then finally, I'm gonna put shining right here. It doesn't matter what type of medics either, as long as they can heal is perfectly fine. So you're gonna notice that Kokodayo over here is taking damage by the little blobs over there. So if you do have a silence, you can put a heal bot there to heal it later. However, it's not essential. As long as your Kokodayo has enough HP, like 1060 HP, she'll be fine. She'll die at the very end, but she'll basically kill all the essentials before dying. So look, I just won't heal. And voila, that's my lineup. So now I don't need to touch anything. I can literally click double speed and just let it play by itself. See, here comes a little blob. Boom, boom, boom. And they're dying. I'm going to slow it down here for a bit because you can mix up your vanguards. You don't have to use Zima and Siege. I like to put, what's her face over here? I like to put Saria here sometimes, but it doesn't matter as long as it's someone just blocking the path or with like 2 block, you're perfectly fine. So there's that. You can see over here that Kokodayo is taking a ton of damage from the little slimes. So I can heal her if I have silence because I have the heal bot, but you don't have to heal her. You can just let her shoot out until she dies basically. So you see? And voila. She survives, we're perfectly fine. And there, look, I can save this for auto deployment. Sure, why not? And you can see over here that I got 150 of the coins because I spent 15 sanity. So for every sanity you spend, you get 10 of these coins. And that's it. Relatively simple. As for GT6, I'll show you that in tomorrow's video because I don't want this video to be too long. But yeah, hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, I would appreciate a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!
What can I say except you're welcome? For the heels, the